All right, greetings everyone. Welcome back to Blade Bias. Today we are going to check out, eeny, meeny, miny, you. I think I'm most interested in you. So a lot of you were probably wondering why there was a speed-channeled Prisma V1 in the package Ted sent me. And that is because Ted proposed me a trade offer. He said he didn't like the balance that the speed channel provides, and he much preferred the V1. So he said, hey, do you want a chance to check out a speed-channeled V1? And then if you like it, we can swap. I'll take your old one, you take this one. And I was like, you know what? I don't think I'm going to want to do the trade, to be perfectly honest with you, but I will check it out for sure, and then I'll let you know. Which is pretty cool. It kind of worked out that everything is happening this way, because a lot of people are asking, what's the difference between a speed-channeled Prisma and a non-speed channeled Prisma? Now, obviously, this is going to apply to the Vulp Pro as well, but this is the Prisma V1. Stay tuned. Oh, shoot. I don't know what I want to do for this. So I don't know if I want to... I'll give you my thoughts right now. So what's the difference between a speed channel and a non-speed channel Prisma? Well, a speed channel, at the end of the day, is just this cutout in the side of the handles. The Slift T has it. Let's see. The Vulp has a fake one right here. The Nemesis has one. That's a speed channel. It essentially just is a cutout on the side of the handle that serves partially as a way to increase grip, but mostly as a way to reduce the weight in the handle, since you are taking the weight out of what you're milling out, which generally means that a balisong is going to be far more neutral depending on what its balance already was. So something like the Kraken. The Kraken is a very popular speed channel item. When you speed channel that, you go from a very slight handle bias that the Kraken is known for to, in my opinion, a really neutral balisong. Because what you're doing is you are taking weight out of the handles and you're essentially moving the distribution, which, if you ask me, distribution is far more important than how a balisong flips than balance, but that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother video. So what you're doing is you're pushing the distribution of these handles out. You're taking weight off the middle and you're making it so that the most weight in the handles is up here and down here, which can result in it feeling a little more end weighted, since you're pushing a little bit more of that weight down towards the end, as opposed to a normal Prisma, which feels already pretty neutral. The speed channel should feel less handle biased, which is going to be interesting because the Prisma is already kind of on the edge of what I would consider to be like really flippable for my taste. Not flippable. I would like more blade weight on the Prisma, but I don't think it would be like anything that would be my favorite thing ever, because I really like how the Prisma flips already. So I'm kind of expecting to see a little bit of a difference in how it chaplains and just the balance overall, but I mean, can't really tell until you try, right? It feels way lighter. I don't have the numbers of how much weight this is taking out off the top of my head, but it does feel slightly lighter. Oh, and it adds that ring. So you hear that? That's the handles ringing instead of the Prisma blade, which is normally the thing ringing. Okay. You know what? This feels far more neutral. Like, to the point where, like, it almost makes the original Prisma feel a little handle biased, which is not a way that I really would have described the Prisma before. Like, the Prisma definitely has slight handle bias, but if you take out the weights at the end of the handles, it feels almost a little blade biased. It feels more fluid to me. More cohesive, really? I don't know. I struggle a little bit less. I shouldn't say struggle, because I don't struggle to flip the Prisma. I love the Prisma. It feels a little more seamless, I'm not gonna lie. Specifically in fanning is where you're gonna notice most of the difference. Unless you're taking out a lot of weight, then you're going to notice it in chaplains, but I'm not really noticing it in chaplains. Does the original Prisma spin out? Yeah, I mean, like, the original Prisma spins out. Honestly? It also has the chamfered spine, which mine is such an early Prisma that it does not. So I'm going to have to make sure Ted is aware of that before he fully commits to trading with me, if that's what I decide to do. Because I'm going to be honest, the ring is driving me crazy. I like rings and balisongs. I think there's a few people out there who think that I don't. My Sliff T. I love rings and balisongs. I hate when rings and balisongs are high-pitched. The Squid Trainer is probably like the highest end that I can tolerate, because the Kraken Trainer is so much higher pitched, and so is the Prisma, unfortunately. Like, this ring is like a deeper kind of ring. This ring, also kind of a deeper ring. This ring, much more high-pitched. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm throwing some oil in it, just in case that's going to make the ring sound a little bit deeper, which, if you watch my video about oil, you would know that that kind of high-pitched ringy sound can be mitigated by putting oil into it. I'm going to be honest, though, I really like how this flips. I really like how this flips. I'm having trouble... Gosh, I need to move this stuff. I'm having trouble putting it into words. I like how the original sounds way better, and the original still flips amazing to me. But that little bit of weight that you're taking out of the handles does go a long way to making it feel a little more neutral, a little more smooth, less shaky. I'm still trying to think of a word, because I've talked a lot on this channel about, like, the shake of balisongs. And it's kind of partly why I like the Prisma V2 so much, because to my memory, that thing didn't shake, like, almost at all. Whereas the Prisma Pro kind of does wobble a little bit. I guess wobble is a good thing. But like this, the momentum is very, very predictable, and it feels like it transfers from trick to trick easier, I guess. Because when a balisong shakes, to me at least, it can be a little bit weird to get that momentum to transfer from trick to trick, which the Prisma definitely doesn't suffer from, I don't think. I think the Prisma flips really, really well, but there is that little bit of wobble that comes from the extra momentum without the speed channels. Gosh, ooh, which one do I like better? Which one do I... Oh, I almost did like a backhand fan thing there. That would have been really cool. Which one do I like better? Let's do a 0G test. My gosh. I'm sorry, Ted. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, they both 0G perfectly fine, which I'm surprised by. I really was expecting the speed channels on this thing to... Caught it in the mattress. Let's go. I was really expecting the speed channels on this thing to affect the stickiness of the chaplains, but it really doesn't, which I think is just owed to the long length of the handles and the fact that most of the weight was down here anyway. Wow, I don't know. It's a subtle difference, but if you're an experienced enough flipper to detect it, it will definitely make a difference for you, because it's making a difference for me. Oh my gosh, I really can't tell which one I like better. Holy cow. Maybe... I think I'm going to have to do a follow-up video on this, boys. So now you know what speed channels are and what the difference is. If you see a speed channel product, you can think, okay, it's going to feel lighter in the handles. If I don't like handle bias, I could go for a speed channel product. If I like handle bias, I could go for a full channel thing like that, because this titanium, especially if you have a full channel Slift-T, which Dalen does offer, it would make it a more handle biased experience, and that's not something that I'm personally into. I think the Slift-T, like the base Slift-T with the live blade, is already handle biased enough for me, so I don't want any more weight. But hopefully this helped. If you have any comments, leave them below. I'm gonna have to do a follow-up video on, like, will I trade my Prisma? I'm not gonna do I spent a week with the speed channel Prisma, because it's a Prisma. It flips like a Prisma. Like, I think the difference here could be equated to something like the Squiddy A to the Squiddy B, because the Squiddy A is slightly less handle biased than the Squiddy B, but it's not really that noticeable unless you're experienced enough to look for it, in my opinion at least. I don't know. It's not like I can just lose all my experience and then say, oh yeah, I can feel that, you know what I mean? Whatever. So I think I'll have to do a follow-up video. Will I trade my Prisma? And I'll also have to reach out to Ted and see if he's okay with getting a non-chamfered blade, because it's kind of the reason I don't flip this as often as I should, because the blade's a little bit uncomfortable. But yeah, thank you to Ted for sending this thing out. I will try it with the inserts and everything, but that will have to be in the follow-up video as well. So yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you to Ted for sending this thing out, and I will see you in the next one. The ring did get a little bit deeper, but yeah, it's tolerable. See you in the next one. Later.